Time now for Sid Sixero. This is where I get 60 seconds to talk about anything. Start the clock, please. Here's what's on my mind this morning. When this group of Toronto Maple Leafs one day end their careers, I hope they can take a moment and realize how supportive Brendan Shanahan has been. Toronto's president, through some ups and a lot of downs, has always, at least publicly, had their back. Earlier this week at the Brian Burke Sports Media Conference, not only did Shanahan once again back his guys, but he also said that ownership is doing the exact same thing. Said Shanahan, quote, "Ownership has been fantastically supportive. We've also got fantastic players who care a lot. They want to be the ones. Not everyone wants to play in a big city where there's a lot of pressure, but our guys want to be the ones to rewrite history here in Toronto," end quote. Shanahan has been supportive of this group through every peak and valley. We still don't know if the Shana plan is going to work, but I'll give him credit. He's loyal. Let's see if the players one day show their appreciation. Luke Fox of Sportsnet wrote an article on the comments from the conference this week. Go to sportsnet.ca to check it out. It's a great piece. Luke, good morning to you. Let's start with Shanahan, then we'll talk about the Ranger game last night. I was really surprised when things were at their darkest early in the season that we didn't really hear from him. What do you think he's thinking about what he's seeing now? The Leafs have won 10 of 11.
Well, probably a little bit of relief, or maybe feels a little bit justified that these are the guys he's bet on time and time again. He had an opportunity to shake up the core in the summer, and they didn't even really look elsewhere. Kyle Dubas said, a trade may have made them different, but not necessarily better. So they believe in these guys: John Tavares, William Nylander, Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews. They already re-upped Morgan Riley. They're all in on this group. So the time will tell whether they kind of sink or swim with them. Now, I was on the road with the team earlier in the season when they were in Pittsburgh and Carolina, and things looked really dire. And Shanahan popped up on that road trip midway through, and it certainly caused a lot of speculation. The Leafs denied there was anything afoot there, but certainly when the president shows up in the middle of the road trip, eyebrows get raised, and people wondered if Keefe was safe or if Dubas was safe. So far they are, and if the winning keeps going like this, there's no reason to doubt that they won't be. But ultimately, this is a team that's going to be judged in the postseason, and we've seen how that's gone so far.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when the boss shows up middle of a trip. It is funny how things can turn sometimes. All right, let's go to last night. You were at the Ranger game. Again, the Leafs have won 10 of their last 11 hockey games. It's really been, initially in the streak, Luke, again, correct me if I'm wrong, it felt like the big guns were doing what they had to do. Just kind of outscoring some teams, and there was a familiar narrative. Now you have that situation still continuing, but defensively, this is the best I've seen this team play, arguably, under Sheldon Keefe. You have John Tavares last night, 12-3 in the faceoff circle. He's looked fantastic. Jack Campbell's looked fantastic. I'm trying to poke a hole in what we're seeing right now.
And it's really difficult. I mean, I like to find holes just because it's more interesting to look at the flaws. But there's not many. Right now, the special teams are fantastic. They hired new assistant coaches, and the penalty kill has been absolutely off the charts. The power play has scored 10 times in the last 10 games. They're getting some secondary contributions. They've really found a good third line that works on the backs of David Kampf and Andre Kasha, who have bought full into playing defensive hockey, and they've taken away some of the tough defensive matchups that usually would be left for Matthews and Tavares. So they're going on all cylinders, and ultimately Jack Campbell deserves a big round of applause here because his save percentage is just off the charts. He already has 3 shutouts, and he's played more hockey than any other goalie in the NHL. So they have a lot of things going for them. And it's funny how sports works this way, because you go from a situation where things look really dire to all of a sudden they're right up there in the top of the divisional standings with Florida.
Luke Fox of Sportsnet is around this hockey team 24/7. Luke, we will bug you again. Appreciate it. And extra points for getting up with us the morning after a night game. We appreciate you. Leafs hosting Sidney Crosby and the Penguins. Hockey night in Canada tomorrow night. Have a good day, Luke. Thank you, sir.